This is really relaxing. Here in Whitfield. I'm on my way, probably about another 2-hour drive depending on traffic, but I'm going to do a hike called the Devil's Bathtub. So thank goodness I already took a shower, so I don't have to get in that tub. Let's hope I don't slip and fall and get in that tub, but we'll see. Let's get on the road. There has not been any direct reports about people seeing Bigfoot near Devil's Bathtub, but there have been plenty of reports in all the surrounding mountains in Appalachia. So we'll see what we can see. Maybe look for a little evidence as we go down here on this trail once I get there. And man, it is just an absolutely beautiful day. The leaves are hanging on because it's probably going to be in the 70s today. Okay, so there's a little parking lot back there that said you can park and then walk to the Devil's Bathtub, but I kept going. Then there was a little sign on this Forest Service road to said Devil's Bathtub, so we'll see if I can park up here. If not, we'll go back to the parking lot. Alright, so I'm parked right there. And we're going to head up and see if we can find this Devil's Bathtub. So, I parked right here. And then I'm going to go all the way down here. Here's the bathtub. You can continue on the loop. I think that loop is 4.5 miles or something. We'll see. I'll probably just go to the bathtub and come back because I hadn't done a hike that long in a while. I can hear that creek and I can see it right up there. I did just hear a rock clack coming from up in there. Not sure what all that was about. I gotta cross this creek, and I'm gonna keep the camera on, so if I fall in the water, you guys will have a really good laugh. Sorry, but I made it. So, Devil's Bathtub's to the left, so is the Devil's Fork Loop. And that's the way we're going. When you see like 2 yellow marks like that, that means you're getting ready to turn. So here we go, turning. I just noticed this print. It's going, here's the heel, and it's going up here. You can see indentions all the way over to here. So you can see indentions up here to here, and this toe and that toe, look how far apart. That's got to be 5-6 inches all the way down here. Now let me put my foot up the side here. Look at that. That's a 17 or 18 inch print. Wow. Here's another print right here. Right here. Looks like toes. From the heel to toes. Not quite as wide as the other one. That is interesting though. I mean, that I just happened to be glancing down and I was like, whoa, those are pretty distinct. And once again, I didn't bring the plaster, so that's not good. Oh, I gotta cross a major creek here, some big rocks. I think I'm gonna go this way. Okay, the other thing I didn't bring is my stick. I'm fired. Guys, having a walking stick, it just helps you have balance. I'm 64 years old, so having a extra limb there to hold, to get balance is critical. But I was so anxious to get up here that I forgot a lot of stuff. And the other thing is, this trail, it's been on my bucket list for years to get up here. And so I was excited when I got up here and got a parking spot. And I was like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. But you gotta slow down and think. We're still on the yellow trail. That's pretty good. I don't want to get lost today. Awful lot of creek crossing out here. I'm leaving it on. That was close. This is a very rocky trail, a lot of creek crossings where you have to balance on rocks. I'm honestly lucky that I can still do that, but not like I could probably 10 years ago. So all the hiking and sports I played have caught up with my knees. That's why you gotta force yourself to get back out here. Do what you can do, but be extremely careful. Taking a little rest on this here rock, and whew, it's good to be out. Very good to be out. And whew, I'm getting a little hungry. Haven't eaten. It's been at least 18 hours ago. So when we stopped down to the falls or the bathtub, then I'll eat me a little kind bar or something like that and some water. I haven't had any water. I have had water all day, but not on the trail yet. So, which is actually another good thing you should do is sip water. Keeps you oxygenated on the trail. So whoop! Dude's making trying to make a squatch call or something. So I gave him a little whoop back, so they probably think there's a squatch in the wood. But it was just me. Okay, so I'm gonna get me some water now. Eternal, naturally alkaline spring water. There you go. Whew. Comes out of the Smoky Mountains. Now there you go, right there. So I stopped on this rock and I'm gonna eat this Bobo stuffed peanut butter and berry jam oat bar, and I picked it because Bobo is from Finding Bigfoot, and he actually saw a Bigfoot in the same area I saw the Bigfoot that I saw, which was pretty darn crazy. And they're out there. May not be here right now, but the wood booger is around somewhere. Back in the day, where we would go hiking and climbing with the Appalachian Mountain Daredevils, we never used a walking stick. We didn't use ropes when we climbed. Till later we learned to rappel. So we'd carry the rope up and then rappel down. The other day, kid was about the same age as us. I think he was 23, and we did a lot of climbing from like 16 to 23, maybe a little later after that, and we still would rarely ever use ropes. And this kid, 23 years old, and I'll put his name up here in a picture. He was climbing at El Capitan, and he did a solo climb using ropes. And then he went to rappel, and he ran out of rope. It's sad, but it also reminds me of the first time that we rappelled. BW Thornton and I went to this class at Marsh University, and so we were learning how to tie the ropes, and the instructor put my harness on, and I started to lean back like he was instructing us. And then he ran over and said, "Whoa, wait, stop, stop, stop." And he grabbed me and the rope because the harness wasn't right. And I think about that from time to time. That was like, I don't know how many feet, 150 feet drop, maybe. So be careful. And it's just sad when you hear climbers. The kid was enjoying his life, and he was a really good climber too, and just made a mistake. So as you get older, like me, you can make a mistake like not bringing your walking stick, or not having enough water, or not bringing a snack, all kind of stuff. So and not bringing your Bigfoot casting stuff. Really amazing. I mean, that's just the colors are so cool. The waterfalls. Absolutely gorgeous. Man, this is beautiful. I'm gonna sit here for a little bit. So I got the Kind bar. Not sponsored. Dark chocolate cherry cashew. It's got cashews, peanuts, and almonds. That's good. This rock is cool. And it just makes you relax. You got that waterfall trickling down. It's very nice. That was a good rest, and I'm gonna head on back because you can tell it's dark. It's getting dark in the hollow. You can see, if you look up in the sky, you still got plenty of daylight. But in this, up this creek bed, it's kind of dark in here. So, I'm gonna make my way back. Thank y'all for watching. This is one of my favorite hikes I've ever done. That was cool. Just met two really nice young ladies, and so they were hiking this for the first time like me, so I was able to pull up my phone and show them some pictures of what it looks like. So pretty cool, and they were pretty cool.
Subscribe to the Frontiersman.
I love it. I love it. I just heard like kind of sound like something was sliding on a rock and into the water. I don't see anything, but that was kind of weird. A rock was just thrown at me. This rock right here. Now, the reason I can tell it was just thrown is because there's no dirt on the bottom anywhere. It hasn't been just laying here. I walked by. There's a clearing right through there, and that thing landed right there. You hear it boom. I'm just gonna throw it back. But it could have come from over here. I don't know. It was almost like it was lofted and just came straight down. Now, that's never happened to me before. But I was just walking along, and all of a sudden I heard boom. And I turned back and I looked around. I said, that was a rock. Had to be a rock. So I looked around and I saw that rock. I don't know. We'll see if anything. I'm just gonna keep my camera on backwards for a little bit. Then I'll look at the film later. And my GoPro was in my pocket because I was just trying to get out of here and go home. My legs, my feet are tired.